smoke and start to smell it. It's very acrid, as you would expect. There is now a helicopter in the air. I'm not sure whether that's a government or police-related helicopter or fire services or news-related helicopter. But yes, the firemen have now started up again with their hose on the right-hand side of the cathedral if you're looking at it, but very ineffective. It's certainly not reaching the top of the roof. There's another cherry picker going up, but it's going to take them hours, if not half a day. Or, looking at the rate at which they're going now. And it won't be long, as I said, before the roof is entirely engulfed. It probably is. I just can't quite see all of the roof from where I am.
OK, Shiv Malik, thanks very much indeed for giving us that viewpoint in Paris. With me is our news correspondent Lisa Hamperley. Lisa, what more do we know about what's going on here and when it started?
Well, it started this afternoon. We're told that there has been scaffolding up, and in fact they've been taking some of the bronze works from it out to be renovated, and scaffolding was in many of the areas. And I have heard that the workers who were working there, they had left before the fire started, so we're hoping that there are no injuries there. As we were hearing just now, that the central spire has collapsed. That's the beautiful spire. It took 200 years to build Notre Dame. It's a medieval, Gothic, beautiful. Well, it's a central building of Paris, isn't it? And the heart of the Parisian identity, really, and,
yes.
and in much of France. And it seems now that it's going to be completely gutted because the central spire, the spire itself, has gone down, and it's still alight, and people are now being moved out of the area. And we were hearing earlier that it's very difficult to get any of the fire trucks right to the scene because of the location of the fire. It's right by the bank, and it's difficult. There are gardens around it, and it's difficult to get any of the fire services there. And people are being evacuated in buildings nearby now, and everybody's just hoping that there aren't deaths and injuries.
And we know that, of course, this was 12th century. I have to say, I was in Paris just a few weeks ago. There were massive queues. The queues were so big we actually couldn't get in when we were there. I'm now thinking, gosh, this is so tragic to see these flames, as everybody is absolutely. It's heartbreaking, isn't it?
Well, it's heartbreaking for us, but imagine if you're French. It's a massive symbol of the whole of France, not just Paris, and the most visited landmark in France. And as you say, built in 1340 something or other.
And people are going to be watching this thinking, why is it not possible to get more firefighters close to the scene? But we can see the extent of the flames, can't we? And it is a very built-up area. It's a busy area. Yes. It's right by the river.
Yes, it's pinned really between the river, the gardens, and there is Notre Dame, and it's very difficult for the firefighters to get there. And looking at the flames, the heat, and the difficulty just getting close, because it's a massive building, and
it looks like it needs sort of heavy water being dropped from the air. We did hear from our correspondent that they obviously do not know as yet any kind of cause of this. It is likely to be accidental, but of course that's not completely 100% clear at all. All the efforts are on trying to contain the flames, but clearly, even with all the efforts of the Parisian capital, it's proving very difficult.
Absolutely.
And we know that the spire has collapsed, which is, again, one of the key facets of this building.
Absolutely. And there's a helicopter overhead now, we were hearing, and the fire trucks are getting there now. We can hear the sirens, couldn't we, a little while ago as we were looking at the pictures.
We're hearing that also the roof frame is being damaged and going up in flames. That's according to one of the authorities there at the cathedral.
Yes, it's very hard, isn't it, to look at the pictures and see. And we know that President Macron has cancelled his major public policy speech tonight because of this. Obviously, it's a massive tragedy for the whole of France. And every time we look for more information, it seems to be getting worse.
Yes, I mean, all we can say is that this started within the last hour. If you're just tuning in, we can see The roof frame of Notre Dame is going up in flames, according to the Notre Dame Cathedral spokesman. We've seen in the last few minutes that the spire has collapsed inside. We've heard from an eyewitness that parts of it are breaking off, that there's a tremendous level of heat. There's an acrid smell of smoke. You can see the crowds gathered. The police have warned everyone to stay away. Obviously, there is a risk of further collapse of that building in the area. It's normally a very popular monument with lots of tourists and visitors around that area. It's right by the River Seine. We can hear the alarms there. And of course, you can see that those flames are burning through that 12th century cathedral, Notre Dame. The flames behind those buildings, and not clear how fast the authorities are going to be able to get those flames under control.
Absolutely. They're ripping through there, aren't they? The more you look at the pictures, the more you wonder if there will be anything left.
Yes, I mean, obviously the walls are stone, so one would hope that they will obviously survive, but if be blackened. But we've also heard that, for example, bronze statues, some of them have been removed because there was some renovation work going on with scaffolding on the outside. The spire, though, has collapsed at Notre Dame. We are told that the spire has collapsed. We're told that the frame of the roof has also been damaged and that the fire is still ripping through Notre Dame Cathedral. We're hearing that President Macron has cancelled his planned speech due to what they are calling this terrible fire. The Paris mayor lamenting this terrible fire. President Trump also tweeting his alarm at what's going on, and the firefighters doing their best to try to contain those flames ripping through this landmark of Paris, this landmark of France. More on this story on BBC News. Do stay with us.